folks. Welcome to Two-Bite Tabletop, Episode 3, Season 1. We are still playing Dream Askew. We are finally getting to the action. We have defined our enclave. We have chosen setting elements that we will each represent. And we have even set up over in the bottom of your screen, you should be able to see a Roll20 screen. We aren't really doing maps so much for this, too much. Well, we might actually draw some maps in the enclave sheet. But what we have done here is we have put our character names and we're tracking our tokens here and we're tracking our lures. If you missed the first episode and are just coming in here, that's okay. This is where the action starts. We all have things called lures. So, for example, mine is whenever someone gives you an opportunity to prove yourself to the community, they gain a token. So if someone comes along to me, say Evensong comes to me and is like, hey, help me out here, I'm going to help you look good, Evensong gets a token. And where we would normally count hit points, we will count our tokens. Tokens are then used to make strong moves. And it's a reasonably simple system. No dice, no masters. That's the way Dream Askew works. And I'm Steven. I am Bowties and Bugbear on Twitter. To my virtual right-hand side, I've got K Mesa. I've got to Kat's right, I've got Kyle. Below Cat on my screen, we've got Pete. And beside Pete, over to the right, we've got Saint Stella, who is Saint Stella on Twitch. We are here to start a scene. So I think when we first ran our session 0, we established that Knots the Stitcher runs a pirate radio station. We have limited signal. We have limited listenership to this pirate radio station. But I think today Knots is running a weather program. Knots, how's the weather?
Hello, community. Welcome. Good morning. It looks like today we have a little bit of cloud moving in the afternoon, but it looks like an okay day to get out there, spend the morning planting some seeds. Make sure you share. Make sure every garden has a few seeds to grow and a few seeds in your hearts to grow some love, my friends. Have a great day.
You hear a knock on the door to the radio station. You hear like a little bit of soft music, but you can't really figure out where it comes from, but it's got a fabulous beat.
I immediately open the door as soon as I switch to some sort of I suppose we probably have maybe a handful of mix of old records, a few CDs that survived, and somehow I've maybe put together a way to just put all kinds of music, random mix on repeat on the radio and come to the door. Hi, hello.
Hi. Hey, how are you?
I am okay. The weather looks nice. We have a few hours of sun today. How are you?
Good. I don't know if you know this, but I've always carried this thing with me. And it broke. And so I was really hoping that maybe you could help me fix it.
Yes, my friend, come inside. What is it you need fixed? Actually, why don't we sit on the porch today? It's such a nice day before those clouds move in. Show me what is this thing? I have everything for you.
And Evensong pulls out this gorgeous silk-covered fan. And it's like, I've had this forever, and it's really served me really well, and I would really like to not lose it. And it's starting to fall apart a little bit. And she sort of they sort of hand it to you.
Oh, this is lovely. This looks like it is vintage from the 70s. It is gorgeous.
It is.
Uh,
How do you grab it?
I think very carefully. And I
Okay,
like
good.
piece by piece, like open the staves, like
Uh,
very gently, and make sure that like I do a fan dance in real life. I know how to deal with fans. And
well,
very carefully
well,
make sure none of the like screws fall out, and like put it on my lap, put my apron out, and very carefully, bit by bit, open each stave to see what's wrong with it.
and as you do that, you see that the edges um, are sharpened, and that this is actually a weapon.
Oh,
And
goodness.
I would like to suggest that as it opens, there's a psychic energy that Evensong has feels so connected to this object that as you open it, as the last stave opens, there's a burst of wind. Even though you didn't open it very quickly, it still fans out wind, and it's imbued with a scent. What scent is in the psychic realm today? What scents are imbued?
Ooh,
How many
yeah,
how many
because that is
people have been associated with this fan?
that's the way. That's one of the ways that Evensong sort of knows which direction to go. Is like they'll sort of fan themselves, and if it smells good, they'll go that direction, and if it doesn't, they'll go the opposite direction. So when the fan pops open, there is this scent of lavender and jasmine. It smells very relaxing, very, very pleasant.
My friend, I think I have some screws inside. I can definitely fix the bindings. Do you want me to fix the material? It won't match exactly, but I can put a little bit. I think I have some leftover silk inside. If you like, or it's up to you. If this is important that you keep the material as is, I will not change.
No, it's fine. It's been resilked a couple of times. It gets banged up occasionally when it needs to, and it's fine with that. Aren't you?
Would you be okay to be without this for maybe until tomorrow morning?
I guess so. Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will do as fast as I can, but I think that I need to remove all of the staves, make bigger holes for slightly bigger screws, and then resew the silk, and then maybe if you want, I can even sharpen these edges for you.
That would be fun. I think so.
Wonderful. Will you like to do a broadcast today, by the way?
Yeah, I've got my cards. I could totally do a reading for the community. Um, and Evensong sort of like, digs their foot into the ground and just sort of like just with their toe is just sort of meddling with the ground, and all of a sudden you see a little something pop out, and it looks like some sort of like really nice like gold and gemstone ring, and they just sort of pick it up like, is this enough for the fan?
My goodness, my friend, I will not charge you, but if you give me this ring, I know we can make good use, maybe trade. I hear that Ocker is going outside later today and making some drop-offs and some pickups. I think that this would be a very good trade, if that's okay, if I donate for the community.
Yeah, I like it.
I will bring it to Zer today, or maybe you go bring to Zer, I don't know. I can work on the fan, or Marie is not
Well,
in good health today, so I would rather not send her.
Yeah. Um, well, I'm supposed to do a reading, right?
Yes, why don't... Okay, you go inside. You know how to work the equipment. I will run this ring over Talker, and then I will come back and work on your fan for the rest of the day, okay?
Okay, awesome. That
And
sounds
you
good.
get a token, obviously, for bringing me something precious to fix.
I have already popped it in there.
Perfect. And I will walk over. What kind of job?
I did this on purpose. I actually get
I
2
know you did.
tokens because I gave up my secret weapon
Oh,
to
shit.
somebody.
Oh,
So that's a weak move for me. So I get
oh
2
my goodness.
tokens. Look at me.
That's
Oh
awesome.
man, this guy's
That's
winning.
nice.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Is that like a combo or something?
Right, it
It
totally
is.
does.
That's awesome. I mean, that's good. You're min-maxing this shit, man.
Min-maxing my pain.
All right. So, does it sound like we're off to visit the market to see Jackberg? That
Yeah, all right. It's Jackbird. It's the hawker.
Yeah, the hawker.
Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah.
I was wrong. Yeah, I run over to Jackbird and kind of... Are we still planning on sort of transitioning into that scene we were talking about with the truck and stuff?
I think that's we can work towards that. I think that would be a good, like, that could be the arc we're working towards tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I run over. I assume, I don't know, maybe Jackbird, do you want to tell me where you are so I can know where I'm coming to?
Yeah, describe how you go through the enclave every morning to, like, get yourself ready for the day. I feel like Jackberg must sort of go through like, there must be a market, so you must sort of go and visit the other stalls, early in the morning, that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, it's like a routine. Like every morning, so every morning Jackbird would have to go to every single stand. The way that I'm envisioning this marketplace, since I am technically, the varied scarcities are supposed to kind of talk about the way that the marketplace looks. Didn't really think about the one that I chose too much, but it's fine. But I kind of envision that it's this sort of like farmers market-esque looking marketplace that kind of exists in the middle of like this college campus. So there's like a little park area kind of off to the side. But it's become more of a stable marketplace that's just constant. So like people have put up like tarps over poles and that sort of thing to keep like a sort of constant marketplace running. People have stands that are made out of just like bits of wood and whatever else that they can find. But I would assume that there's also around the area, the nearby buildings have been converted into stores of some sort, and also lodgings. And so Jackbird every morning would get up, make sure that everyone's at their place, that everything is looking nice and orderly, as neat as it can look in the apocalypse. If someone's, talking to everybody, making sure that things have been delivered to everybody, and also probably making a point to sort of like purchase little things here and there, to make sure that they're, that they're kind of still staying within the sort of community as best they can to support it. And then eventually makes their way back over to the building that their lodgings, bar, eatery sort of area is, and then works at the bar in that area for most of the rest of the day. And you probably don't see hide nor hair of them for the rest of the day because they'll be with people who need their help or just at the bar. So that is where you can find Jackbird.
Did you say it was like the stables? Are we thinking there's like an agricultural campus to this as well?
Oh yeah. I mostly meant like the nearby buildings.
Okay.
Have been converted into like lodgings.
Okay.
Or stores of some sort. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Blackbird would just be at the bar, kind of tending to whatever, making outrageous cocktail drinks.
Oh, that's fun.
That have like the weirdest names, and also the most expensive top shelf alcohols and bitters and all that sort of
Sweet.
stuff. So, yeah,
It's good.
trying to live a life of luxury still. So, yeah.
But also, it's part of the sales pitch, right? Like that's how.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Trying to make you still feel like you aren't in the apocalypse. That's the goal.
I like the idea that we're running a tidy apocalypse here, folks. Like this is very clean.
Marketplace.
Like
Jackbird does not give a shit about anything else in the area. As long as the marketplace is looking pristine, that's it.
just everything's
That's all.
pristine.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good too, because then it's like maybe that's where people go to escape the stress and the nuttiness of everything around them, and now they're ready to
Any
buy
way to
stuff.
lure customers in.
Sure.
All right.
I run up with the ring because I know that Jackbird's probably going to hit the road like pretty soon, and I know I have a probably small window to get to the bar before they like head out for the day. So I like boot up and like just see me jogging across the market, probably be like, "Bonjour, hello Marcus, bonjour Q, how are you? How are sales today? Good. Keep it going. You'll bring me the boxes at the end, right? Okay, good." And I'm booting up to the bar to try and bring this ring for the outside sales and see if we can get more for the community. Hello, Jackbird. Hello, how are you today?
Doing just fine. How are you?
I am okay. I just finished the weather report. It looks like it might rain later.
Yeah.
By the way, make sure you bring your the chains on the tires. It might get muddy out there later, but so Even Song came by and I am fixing their. Don't worry about it, but they found me in the dirt. You know them. This ring, it looks expensive to me. Maybe you can trade for extra in the caravan today.
And as you are saying that, you sort of mention Evensong's name, and suddenly on the radio suddenly pops up Evensong's voice. Says, "Yeah, Marie. No, I think you look great today. I just found a cool ring. Think it's neat. Think we're gonna do a little reading for the community and just oh wait, that's the wrong button." And then everything sort of fizzles out again. Yeah.
And as the radio fizzles out, the psychic maelstrom kind of starts to bleed in, and the ring.
Oh dear.
You can, and Jackbird, as you're examining the ring, you can tell that this is not the first time this ring has been lost and passed on, but that each time it gets lost and passed on, there has been some sort of relationship that has broken every time. This ring is a bit of a bad penny, but you don't know what it is foretelling today.
Mm-hmm. Well, seems to be like it'll bring us good luck, and I will just pocket it into the sort of what's that thing called?
Lapel pocket.
Lapel pocket. Yeah. Words. But I will just leave it there, pat it, and I'll be like, I will make sure to see if we can get a good sum out of this.
Okay, all I ask is bring me the crates after. Yes, I will build with the pieces, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, you are the first person that I bring that to, so don't worry. You're always on my mind.
And don't forget, the rain is
Thank
coming. You. Be careful.
Yes. I have 3 umbrellas stacked away in the vehicle, so we'll be good.
As you say that, suddenly the radio pops back on, and it's like, oh, here it is. Hey, everybody. we're gonna do a little reading for you today. Today, and you hear shuffling, and then you hear a little, very slick little shk as a card is pulled from the deck in front of the microphone. It's like, oh, it looks like today is the magician. It is magic and opportunity. This card represents that an opportunity or an idea will present itself to you as if by magic, but you must seize it before it vanishes beneath trickery and false promises. So you be careful out there. Get it done quick. If you all have any questions about your reading today, I will be wherever you happen to need me to be at the time. All right, bye. And then the radio's done.
Never know how to feel about those readings. Can I get you a drink while you're here?
Do you have any coffee today?
Coffee? Yes. What kind of coffee? You're looking for
You
dark
know me,
roast, medium
black
roast.
as the night is long.
I will brew you a cup just right quick. And Jackbird will go to the back, brew a nice French press cup of coffee, bring it back, and in two little, like, nice, very, like, gold-plated, like, little cups, we'll set down, like, half and half and sugar.
I like shake my head at you, like disappointedly that you would even bother bringing me like extras for my coffee.
Presentation is everything. So.
And I run back, being like, "Oh, they never remember to put the music back on. Bye, see you later."
Well, I think at that point, I'd like Rhyme to come in to the bar to talk to Jackbird too about some business. So he comes in and he's kind of, I think, like I'm picturing him being a little on the tall side and dressed very like somberly and kind of like arms crossed, maybe a little stern. And comes in and just kind of like greeting people and says hi, how's it going? And then sort of waves Jackbird over, tries to get their attention.
Jackbird will come over very slowly and also kind of mimic your stance a bit. Arms crossed, and just kind of nod my head at you. Ron, what do you need today?
So we've been running out of the tea for the tea ceremonies that we've any leads on getting some more? We only want the best.
The tea, yes. I have a shipment that will be coming in today, so I'll be able to pick that up and get it right over to you as soon as possible. So.
Excellent. And you have enough security on this run? Do you need any of my followers to come with, make sure everything goes smoothly?
I don't mind the extra security, so if you're willing, I will take a couple able-bodied people.
Okay. The last few shipments fell through, and I just want to make sure that this one, nothing goes haywire.
Of course. Nothing will go haywire at all. I have good luck with me anyways.
I think right then, as the earth itself, this huge gust of wind, as you're like, nothing will go wrong, blows through. Like both of you, in my mind, you're both wearing hats. I don't know why. You both have to like grab your hats from like flying off. Like,
Whoa.
Nothing will go wrong. It'll be fine.
And then, as you say that again, suddenly the radio pops on, and you can hear Eventide and Knots sort of arguing a little back and forth, sort of friendly banter.
You have to remember when you are finished, put the music back on. Not the turn off the microphone.
Listen. Here's the tea, honey. Well, you need
Like,
to know the tea, okay? And the tea is that you need some new music. So I brought you some, and then the microphone cuts back out again.
And as the
Yeah.
wind settles, no one says anything, but everyone noticed that as Rhyme's robes kind of bustled in the wind, that his socks are mismatched.
Oh.
Yeah, it's totally intentional. Totally intentional. Actually, they noticed that he's got black socks and sandals. So
I don't know what's
just
worse.
kidding. Just kidding.
That's worse.
yeah.
So much worse. All
Can
right.
I do anything else for you, or are you good? I should probably get going anyways. So
Okay. Well, I'll send a few of my best along with you, just to make sure.
great. Thank you.
Heard about these outlying gangs harassing people.
Excuse me. How dare you?
All right.
So okay.
So I will
Yeah,
go to
basically,
whatever it
yeah.
is. The
Ooh,
vehicle. Vehicle?
Can I
Is it a vehicle? Is
retcon
it a
a little
wagon?
thing?
What? Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. Also, when I went to see Jackbird, I think that Knots was also like, you have the radio. If anything goes wrong, I will make sure it is on all day, all afternoon. Okay. I'm gonna run for it.
Are there code words that I need to be using, or no? Okay.
You know the codes.
Sure.
And what are you gonna do next, Jackbird?
I will load up to the vehicle with is it a vehicle or is it like a wagon? I suppose it's a vehicle, right? Some
Well,
sort of
I
vehicle
mean,
that exists.
it's definitely like in my character sheet that I've got a truck, so there must be some sort of a vehicle.
Yeah.
But I mean, the
Sweet.
question is like, are you going for gigantic? Like, are you taking like a delivery truck, or do you get like a little bit of stuff every time? Like, could you go on a motorcycle? You get to choose these things, right? We can all.
I am thinking for some reason like just a very like sleek black sedan is what's coming to mind. Just very like
Nice.
clean.
Yes.
It has like,
The
you know,
1970s
small
Cadillac
shipments.
kind of thing.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Something with like
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
like the fin taillights, maybe.
Mhm. So
I mean,
that's what I
we
was kind
can't
of thinking.
go.
So small shipments.
Just want to put out there, we can't go with the covered wagon being pulled by our little weed monsters. Is that not being pulled by a little team of
Come on, why
marijuana
not?
creatures?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good time.
Whatever. Anyway, it just
The weed monsters are the guards.
Yeah, that's what
on top
Santa
of
drives.
yeah,
isn't
the
it?
others.
Santa drives.
I
His 12.
I did
Yeah,
edit out a like
whatever.
significant portion of that conversation. That was the one thing that I did edit out. But we did like
Oh,
talk
okay.
about them, but then it was like Kyle's stuff about cultivation. I was like 7 minutes of like weed cultivation talk. I edited that portion
Yeah.
out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So
Not that
educating the public.
No, that's
Oh,
the Patreon content. That's
yeah,
the Patreon
exactly.
content.
Yeah,
They're
there's
gonna have
yeah.
to pay a little
right.
extra for
If you want to know how
the
to grow your
horticulture.
weed, as you
Ooh.
approach the vehicle, you see somebody in the passenger seat.
I will walk right up to it because that's actually my seat. I am not the driver.
Oh.
Someone else drives for me. Mostly because I can't drive. So, but I will open up the passenger side of the door and like stick my head in and go, "What are you doing in my seat?"
Oh, I was hungry. I thought there might be some food in here. And as Evensong says that, the passenger side, God, what is that, sun visor thing?
Yeah.
Just sort of falls off its hinges, and you see a candy bar falls out that had been hidden in the lining of it that nobody had seen. And just pick it up and sort of like, oh, I guess I can sit in the back then. Okay. And you see even Song sort of crawl into the back seat and nibble on their candy bar they just found.
Are you
Careful.
coming with me today? What's happening here? I'm so like Jafford like goes up to the sun visor and kind of like looks at it and is just like, I've been looking, but I open that every week. What is happening?
That's a lot of questions. I don't.
Okay, fine. Answer the first one. Why do you think you're coming with me?
Well, I'm here, right? And it's a thing, and I'm here. And if the car starts moving, that's fine. And maybe I'll get out whenever and I'll do a thing. And then takes another bite, and all you hear is just,
Fine. You can come with. Sure. Just you're holding some of the supplies because you're taking up space in this vehicle.
Okay. All right.
I will motion for the driver to come by. What's a good name for this?
Can I ask to do a I'd like to do a weak move and have the psychic maelstrom give me a psychic flashback.
As you eat the chocolate bar?
Yeah.
Give me a second. So you're eating the chocolate bar and you have a flashback to a childhood memory, and it goes beyond the chocolate bar. And you are eating the chocolate bar. It's a time shortly before the apocalypse. You hadn't quite been pushed into the margins of society yet. It's a happy time in your life. You have
It's a question. Is this my life or is this someone else's life?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. All right.
All of a sudden you find yourself on a sweet huffy bike that you won by, I think it's yours. I think it's going to be yours. A sweet huffy bike that you won by eating chocolate bars. But all of a sudden, as you're on that huffy bike, the memory starts going in rewind. And like you're on the bike going backwards. Like it's a legitimate rewind of the memory. And the bike's going backwards. The chocolate bar that you bought is like now a pinpoint in your vision after like the wrapper, like the chocolate bar just rewraps itself as you're rewinding. And you, for a brief period, find yourself outside of a relative's house. Whose house are you outside? What relative?
My Uncle Tommy. It's obviously Uncle Tommy's house because it had that stupid mailbox.
What did the mailbox look like? Was it?
Oh, it was so dumb. It was just like it was like a crocodile where like you put the mail in its mouth and it pretended to bite you, and everybody hated it, and the postman hated it, and the neighbors thought it was tacky.
So you're outside Uncle Tommy's house. What significance does Uncle Tommy have you? Is he a positive influence in your life outside of the mailbox? Was he like maybe like a little bit campy. Like he thought it was hilarious, the mailbox, but everything he did was larger than life.
Well, he definitely didn't care what other people thought. He was that guy that just, you know, he walked to the beat of a different drum. And when anybody would get down on him, the question he would ask is just, why don't you like it? And weirdly enough, nobody would be able to answer that effectively. And so he always got away with shit because he wasn't scared to just confront people about why they didn't like something.
That's good. As you're having this memory of your Uncle Tommy, this is happening. Rhyme arrives with some escorts for Jackbird. Rhyme, can you describe those escorts? Outside of the
First of
sentient
all,
weed.
yeah. First of all, it's fewer than I think Rhyme had probably hoped. Just had some difficulty in getting some muscle, so I think Rhyme is probably gonna have to come along as muscle as well. So, but they're also like the escorts are maybe a little scrawnier than you might expect, given that this is supposed to be the muscle on the team. But I don't know. It's because I kind of see it as being like maybe he's still got sort of a fledgling organization. He's not quite the crime/religious boss that he wants himself to be. So yeah, so kind of like maybe like a just kind of like a shorter person, trying to look tough though. Like everybody's trying to and they all just like without question pile in. Of course, in this giant black Cadillac, I imagine there's no seat belts. This is like old school style, like it's just a big bench seat in the back, so they just kind of like squeeze in there. And Rhyme just shows up and is like, "All right, here's the muscle you ordered."
And as they pack in with Evensong, what are you saying to your Uncle Tommy as they pack in and you realize that you come to in the back seat, surrounded by these scrawny muscular people?
We'll say let's go with short and stocky.
Short and stocky.
They're as I come back
they're sort of kneecap folks, more than anything.
At least one of them looks like Danny DeVito.
Right, obviously.
Maybe all.
They all look like Danny DeVito. It was a horrible cloning experiment.
And
an army of Danny DeVitos.
There's Evensong. You just hear Evensong say, "They're just jealous," and then they just open the door and step outside and wander off.
Hey, don't know what just happened, but who are these people? I thought you said you'd give me muscle. This doesn't look like muscle.
By the way,
are you coming too?
By the way, Evensong still has the stuff that you put in their hands, and they're just wandering off with it.
Evensong, were you?
Didn't you mean to send one of my guys to go?
Yeah, will you actually? I was going to run after
Danny, will you go? Will you go? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and then I'm like, well, I guess I wasn't able to get as many people as I'd hoped. So I'm gonna come along on this run. I like this tea ceremony is very important. So I need to make sure this goes well.
Right. You will get your tea. I promise.
Okay. But
you don't have to come with.
Come along.
I'll get you your tea. You don't have to come with. I mean, it just your tea it'll happen. I promise.
Listen, here at this point, the thing is, I promised you some bodies to come help, and if it has to be me, I'll come. That's I just want to keep my promise.
You all are carrying supplies as well in each of your laps. Just letting you know.
That's fine.
Anyway.
So is what Evensong walked away with important? Because I have given you a token for losing track of something important.
Yeah, I would say it's probably important to somebody. It's not important to me, but it's important to somebody. It's something I can snuff my way out of. I'll lie my way out of it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's important to somebody, though. Just not me.
I feel like, again, as the Earth itself, as soon as the doors close and you start the car, there's like a distant rumble of thunder. And maybe everybody in the car is like, what's that? Is that the sound this car makes? That like, and nobody's entirely sure if it was thunder or this old car.
Awesome.
Rum rum.
You all have rubber in your shoes. Shall we? I will motion for the driver to go forward, and we will exit out of the.
I have a question for you.
These Birkenstocks are cork. Is that kind of
Not quite as good. This, but okay. This. What is everyone wearing?
I don't know why, but I feel like Rhyme always wears like very dark priest robes type things, like priest vestments. I don't like no matter what, like not even like out socially, and just for some reason abnormally formal about it.
Sure, that makes sense. What are the helpers wearing?
Well, when I brought them up, I kind of pictured them just dressed in black. Like, I don't know why, but just like tight black sweater, tight black jeans. I picture like kind of like negative Oompa Loompas kind of thing, like reverse Oompa Loompa.
Oh my god!
I don't know why. That's.
Oh my lord! What about the driver?
The driver is wearing a black polo and some khakis.
This is the blandest group in a queer enclave I've ever heard of.
Hey, Stafford is wearing all very nice formal vintage clothing. We're talking like Parisian style vest.
Oh, nice.
That's clearly been mended in a couple of areas. There's accents of orange in it. There's this nice tailored sort of black jacket with some good arm or shoulder pads in it to kind of give some height to the shoulders. Very slim looking pants, some orange socks, and some we'll say some boots along with it that don't really work with it, but you know, we're going out of the enclave, so it has to work.
Also, Cyle, I mean, after the apocalypse, maybe blandness is queer, okay? So, you know.
Fine. I do not believe it even one little bit, given my experiences in the community. But sure, if you want, maybe your group is just too cool for color.
Sure. Well, this is our outfits just for like the muscle work. You know what I mean? Like this is, you know.
Yeah, too cool. Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
I also kind of like the idea.
This is everyone else's outfit. Oh, go for it.
I like the idea of like Beatnik Danny DeVito too.
Oh my god. I want him to have a beret so bad now that you said Beatnik.
They'll have berets now. Yeah.
They get matching berets, nobody knows.
Canadians. Nobody knows.
So bad. Oh.
And they all have
Oh.
little symbols like those little like like military things, like a little Navy SEAL thing, but they're all different. They're all like slightly different pieces of flair on their berets.
Oh my god. Okay.
Cat asked what other folks were wearing.
Yeah, I mean, Knots is wearing a super cool, like, so many pockets, so many carabiners. Why? It's useful. Let it be. But, like, I think one of those cool, like, leather, those, they're like fanny packs, but they're like, you wear them on your back, almost like backpacks. Sort of like a really distressed, cool leather one of those, and then an actual, like, other fanny pack one. And then so many, like, chains and carabiners. And then definitely always carrying like a radio, but like, very mask, except that I think that the shirt that they're wearing is like this, like sort of bright red off the shoulder, sort of flash dance flare situation. So it's like super mask, like strappy leather, but like a bit of a like red off the shoulder. And like, just I think because they're like secretly very proud of their like strong shoulders. So they like, for some reason, always find a way to show off their shoulders. And not wearing.
What I'm also hearing is that we can always hear you coming.
Right.
There's a lot of jiggle
true,
jangle.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Especially when you're like booking, like where you're describing across the whole like,
across the market. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think that that they're too like worried about that. Like they're not about stealth at all.
No, what? Like, no.
Love the.
I mean, when they go, I think they know how to like, I don't know, tie down their carabiners when they need to go out. But there's a certain amount of pride, I think, to Knots. That is like, they don't mind being seen.
So I sort of retro in my mind the scene at the bar. I sort of picture like reaching for the coffee cup, like a little extra shoulder, and reach for the coffee cup. Like a little like.
Yeah. Just like flex to pick up the coffee cup for no reason.
Yeah.
Like
That's good.
This is why they call me Nuts. Like that.
Yeah. I just tried to flex and I didn't even know how. Okay, carry on. This is not about me.
Is there a flex filter in this? Or?
Right?
Yeah.
I'll look that up for next time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you add that in post? Add a little.
There'll be I'll
Thank you.
put like a
Little
I'll just
Popeye arm.
put Rosie the Riveter over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm picturing the Beatnik Danny DeVitos and Rhyme are all like getting the caddy all ready to go, and it's no, you said it was already in gear and going, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Does it have a radio in it? Are we picturing it's got tunes on as much as possible? Does it even have does it have a disc player with like that's got like a tape player with the Discman conversion tape in it?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. That'd be
the gadgets. It's got like a little police scanner on top of it that's been bolted into the like dashboard. Or then another like radio.
But I kind of want to take the opportunity to speak for the internet. Like presumably it'll be kind of like somehow network connected.
The
so
realm.
Or like I mean everything's even right now, like everything's computers. Like if everything went to shit right now, then like there's computers in there somewhere. Right.
Well, don't forget part of your digital realm is actually all the cars are online too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say like I guess like if I can kind of take over for the radio part.
Yeah.
Like I would say that that we have Knott's radio station tuned in, whatever music, and I actually kind of in my mind right now, I feel like Knott's and Eventide somehow are now in a fight, and you're hearing kind of like half a song, half a song, half a song, like they're kind of like going back and forth with the music. But then
the reason that we're fighting is because I showed up back at the radio station with this box of stuff that was supposed to go on the convoy, and it includes a bunch of like CDs that I was
nice,
bringing over.
nice.
There's also
The
some like
psychic.
nice like quilts that are also like finely made quilts that are in there that who knows what those are going to be given to, but they're in there now.
Oh, let's hold on to those quilts. I want to find out more about those quilts
Okay.
later.
But
Eventide,
then also,
where did you get this box? Was this not supposed to go on the run today?
I'm not sure. I
Okay.
guess no, or
Where
else
did
it
you get
would
it? Where
have.
did you pick it up?
I'm not sure. Somebody just handed it to me, and so now I have it, and that's nice.
I think you should leave it as it is. We will track it down. I will talk to Jack Bird when they get back, and for now, leave everything in the box, okay?
But there's like CDs and stuff that you can play.
Fight. Static. Click on.
Done. I am done with this conversation.
I want to bring in our last character.
yeah. Well, and then at some point, well, never mind. Yeah, that's good.
All right, so the car is going. Let's montage this.
How far? Yeah, like a few miles out down the road. Pulls off side. Wait for the pickup.
Just then it starts to rain.
Oh, damn.
Great.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, I have umbrellas in the back. We'll be fine. I have dibs on the first one though, the big one, the cone one. Anyways.
So-
A couple of Danny DeVitos kind of squeezing under the big umbrella.
Are there more Danny
Ryan-
DeVitos now?
Ryan just stands there like a real stick in the mud, just standing there.
I feel like one of them should be just like three mutated plants in a trench coat. Like
Not a terrible idea. I like it.
I'm reversing that. No, that's a little weird.
Okay.
We can save that one for later. I like that.
Okay. Well, because immediately the thing that I thought of was that I get out a broom and like, no, and like it's something that we're dealing with all the time. Like that constantly. God damn it! Again.
Get out of here. So where are you? So you've left and you're on the road right now, or have you stopped?
Mm-hmm.
They pull.
We're on
We're at the pickup
we
now.
went a few miles and then we stopped, and now we're waiting for Tahani to come by with the rest of the squad.
Okay.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I think maybe it's time for an outlying gang to show up. Yep.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, because you are using a main road. There's so as you are waiting for your contact to show up, you suddenly start hearing something in the background that doesn't make any sense, and it sounds sort of like, you know, those like noisemakers that you have at like New Year's parties and stuff like that. It sounds like that, but just much, much bigger. And suddenly over a hill comes these resplendent people who are just covered in like bits and pieces of like glitter cloth and sequins all sort of stitched together in the gaudiest way possible, with just bits of fabric hanging off here and there, like two hats that don't match sort of sewn together on their heads. And they just seem to be as gauche and as gaudy as they possibly can be. And at the head is this guy who has got to be like 6'5", right? This huge guy with this giant, what looks like a pretty much intact boa around, sort of wrapped around the back of his neck and his arms, riding what looks like sort of like a steampunk old-timey bicycle that is making that terrible noise.
Like a big
that is,
penny farthing bicycle with a giant front wheel or
yeah,
something.
yeah, with this big old front wheel, but it's made out of wooden slats, and there's actually people running in it to keep it going. Um,
Oh my god.
Like a hamster wheel for the
yeah,
front wheel.
yeah. There's
Oh my
it's a
God.
hamster wheel, penny farthing bike.
Boy.
And
Oh,
he shouts out
we're
to
gonna
you.
we're gonna need more little weed people, please.
He just shouts out. He's like, "Is that Jack Bird?"
Do I know the name of? Never mind. You know what? I'll come up with a name for this character for you. That it is. Brian. Yes, it is. Sorry, I'm awful at
No,
names.
I'm down.
Brian.
Great.
Yeah,
Brian approaches. He's like, "You know better than to try to sneak through here. You know what happens if I don't like what I see today."
Well,
I think at
the good news
that
is
moment,
I wasn't sneaking.
I think at that moment the Dannies kind of stream out of the car, and they're like, you know,
It's like a clown car full of
a
Danny.
little bit, yeah.
This got really weird.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it getting really weird.
He looks at it and he's like, "Is this supposed to scare me?"
Maybe. Is it?
And he just holds up his arm and goes like this, and you see probably 10 people just come over the rise of the hill, all just ready to go. You don't really see any weapons to speak of, but they all look like they are totally willing to beat the crap out of someone with their bare hands.
What do you need today? What can I help you with?
I want to know who you're meeting.
The
Actually,
usual contact.
I want to step in because I want to do one of my weak moves, and I want to like threaten. I want to threaten Brian. One of my weak moves is threaten someone or something far too powerful.
Oh,
And so I'm
okay.
gonna kind of
Give
like
me-
push in the
give me
front
some
and be
threats.
like, Brian, I take it, get the fuck out of our way, or we're gonna have some problems. Me and my
Jack
friends
Bird.
here.
Who's this little bitch?
Excuse
You
me.
need to know. Don't worry about them.
No.
I can.
Now I
can
need to
take care
know
of
him.
myself.
Apparently, he's gonna fuck me up. Me and my whole crew.
Oh, I'm not.
You know
I'm
what?
not.
It would be a great conversation for the two of you to have about something that Ryan is super interested in. Brian, why don't you take Brian to the side? Brian, I'll let some of your people look through my goods. You can take whatever you're interested in, and we can go from there. How's that sound?
I mean, I could just take all of it at this
Lightning
point.
crashes like maybe 40 feet away, and everybody smells ozone.
Okay. What's the most valuable
that is
thing
a
you
sign.
got?
That is a sign from my god. Okay. So
Who the fuck is this guy? Your god.
Worthy asset. The most valuable thing I have right now would happen to be what would it happen to be? Jackford is going to go to the back of the car, open up the trunk, kind of sift through all the boxes that are back there of crates and supplies.
As you lean over to start searching, the ring pops out of your pocket.
Do I catch it as it falls out?
Well, I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah, you're right. Why am I asking you? I will catch it as it falls out, and I will grip it very tightly, and kind of like look behind my shoulder to see how close Brian is, and if Brian.
wait, first give me a deck save.
I know. That's yeah.
Roll them bones.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to say Brian did not see you. Did not see that. He just sees somebody ruffling through whatever's going there. But you know that he would love that.
I will place it back in my pocket and pull out 3 jars and bring them and set them on the top of this car. And I will point up to them. I'll go, one of these is a very nice caviar that came all the way from the East Coast. Very nice. The other one is some truffle butter. And then this other one is a can of very nice sardines that I think you guys would very much like. It makes a good sort of just like good charcuterie board, let's say. It makes
so
a little bit.
I've got 3 questions for you. And depending on how you answer them, I will decide whether or not your whole group dies. Number 1, what kind of utensils do you have to serve that caviar on?
Utensils.
But yeah, no, he does. He's a gang. He leads like gang in the middle of the friggin' desert. Like,
fuck Brian. I don't like this dude.
No, he's a bastard.
I will go over to one of the crates again, and I will pull off the top of it, and I will flip it over. I'm envisioning sort of like wooden crates, and so if you flip the top over, it's this sort of like box top that you could set things in and carry it like as if it was like a little board. I'll set that down. And then out of my own pockets, I will pull out a nice ornate-looking spoon.
What's it made of?
And
what's the spoon made of?
It is made out of silver.
Okay.
Nothing.
As soon as you pull that spoon out, he's like, "You don't know what the fuck you're doing with caviar. Metal fucks with the taste. You have to serve it on bone. So maybe I'll take a bone from one of you."
I'm sure one of the Dannies would fit you very nicely. Maybe you could take one of them.
And as soon as you say that, oh, sorry, you were gonna say something?
No. I guess as soon as things get like to violence, then I would like to actually spend one of my tokens.
Oh, okay. Well, he's Brian's not done. The next thing he asks is, "What do you have to spread that butter on? That truffled butter?"
Right. I will pull out a pocket knife out of another pocket of mine, and I will just set it very nicely on the board. And then in the back of my head, I'm thinking, where is Tahani? I need Tahani to come by as soon as possible.
And he says, "No, I mean, what kind of bread?"
Bread. You don't have your own? You don't make your own bread? Did my cookbooks teach you nothing? I gave you nice cookbooks the last time. Have you not used them yet?
They were very useful when we were wiping our asses.
very nice that cost me a lot of money to get, and you use them to wipe your ass
I
with?
sure did. If you hadn't noticed, the world ended.
Yes. And they are still very nice cookbooks, and they could have been used
You're
for
living
something
in a
other than
fantasy,
wiping.
Jack Bird. Handing me caviar and truffled butter. You're crazy. How'd you even keep it from spoiling all this time? And what was in that third bottle you're trying to hand me?
Sardines,
Oh,
which don't go bad if they, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
What I thought.
So,
They don't go bad if they're in the heat. You're fine.
so
You can eat them. They'll be fine.
do you have a pizza oven for me to make sardine pizza?
Why are you using sardines to make pizza? You just put them on like a nice piece of toast that you should have been making with the cookbook
We
that I
don't
gave
got
you.
no
One of them
bread.
specifically was bread making.
Wow. Do you see the problem that I'm having with these gifts of yours?
Just then you hear your radio, like your handheld radio that's maybe in the car, and it goes. This is QC. This is Q. Oh, that's not my accent. This is QC. Checking in. Checking in. Has the pass off been made? Checking in. I see that the weather has gone bad. Please respond. Over.
What? I think I need to take care of something very quickly. Rhyme, do you mind stepping in for a second and explaining to Brian here why it is that caviar and sardines and truffle butter are actually a great thing to hand off to them? Please.
Look, Brian, all these items Jack Bird gets great trades for with, what was the name of the city near us? I forgot.
Do we give it a name?
I don't
I
remember.
thought there was the
Grand
Colorado
Junction.
Mountain Community.
Grand Junction. Yes.
Grand Junction? Okay.
Yeah.
Gets great trades for at Grand Junction. You may not eat it yourself, but Grand Junction loves this.
They're all
loves this stuff.
idiots. They all
Yeah,
forgot
well,
the
that's
world ended too, and eventually
sure,
you're
but
all
isn't
gonna
that the
have
point?
to learn.
Wasn't that
No,
the
the
point,
point
though?
is to
After all,
live in the world that we live in, not in the world that we used to pretend to live in.
right? But we give you the caviar. You take the caviar to Grand Junction. You get something you want from Grand Junction. You see?
That seems like a lot of fucking work.
You leave us alone. You leave us alone.
No.
It's less work than bothering us.
And Brian's just sort of done with the conversation now. You see him very, very sort of gently and slowly take off this bright yellow boa that he's got on. And
Really lovely fabric. I really
I
appreciate
know.
that.
Don't make me
Delicacy.
use it. Give me something that I want. And you all know the gangs in this area, and you look at all of them, you know that what they really want, they want beautiful things that help them stand out, because in their culture, that's their social cachet, is whoever's got the most fabulous things. It's why you see all the boas and all the spangles and all the various glittering things, super colorful, like very, very, like it hurts your eyes. It's so mismatched, but they don't care. They just want the brightest, most fabulous things.
Well, so at this point, then I kind of want to. I still want to do my strong move. I want to use my token.
Ooh.
Yeah, go for it.
And basically, so using my knowledge of the gangs in the area, one of my strong moves is to enact a cunning diversion. So as the Danny DeVitos were exiting the vehicle, one of them snuck off into the hills and is actually like shouting out one of the war cries for one of the rival gangs, but one that's just slightly more beautiful and more resplendent than Brian that we're dealing with. And so to kind of like but you know, like achievably beatable, so that Brian might be tempted to ride off and try and get this gang.
Yeah, so he hears that, he recognizes it. He knows that like most of the gangs know Jackbird, and most of the gangs sort of one of the things that sort of keeps Jackbird safe is the fact that like as soon as one outlying gang shows up at one of the meetings, they might have like 2 or 3 minutes before another gang will show up, and then they'll have to sort of fight each other, like to get at whatever's going on. Um, so your distraction definitely works. Um, and what you see though is you see Brian sort of like straighten out his boa, and then you just see a very quick flick of his hand, um, and there is suddenly a huge gash up the cheek of one of the Dannies, and you realize that the boa actually is wrapped around a whip.
I,
And he just puts it back on, and he's like, "I'll see you soon. Bring me some bone spoons next time, motherfucker." And he goes off to do battle with his rival gang.
nice to meet you, Brian.
I feel
Stafford, in the car is just going to quickly go, weather got a little seeding back there, but I think the storm is calming down. Yeah. Over now. And we'll step out of the car and sort of wipe themselves off and go, that was great. Thank you so much, Ryan. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, I told you I'd provide security, and it's that's what I'm here for.
I somehow feel like Danny DeVito's or clone Beatnik Danny. The wound on their cheek just like automatically seals itself. Like they are definitely
Oh my
genetically modified.
That's terrifying. Oh my
I
god.
also feel like at some point they will like split into like they automatically split themselves to create more.
Oh my
But
god.
not right now. I don't think that's
You
going to
say
happen
to
right
play
now.
us in a trench coat.
Yeah, so
I mean, come on.
we just
Guys.
get mutant powers now. I'm
Yeah.
into it. I'm here
Yeah.
for it. Like
it.
we get to be an X-Man. Yep.
So
Not bad.
as the dust settles, you realize that Tahani is like usually very punctual, but they're definitely running late. Like you were probably there 15 minutes before the gang showed up, and they should have been there 10 minutes before that.
Can
So yeah, around the corner of this like little outcropping that you pulled into, you sort of hear some shuffling as the sound is pulled off, and you see Tawny being guided by an elderly woman who has like a large jar around her neck, and the woman is like just wrapped in a like a shawl and a floral skirt, and she's got a cane, and she goes. You can hear her muttering, and you see Tahani is following behind her, and she goes, "There you go, dear. I know that you didn't think I would get you here." And Tahani's generally like very put together, even though they wear practical clothing most of the time. They tend to like be like pressed clothing and that sort of thing. But Tahani looks tired and a little bit like they're shaken, and they've been guided in, and they say, "Thank you, Betty. I don't know what I would have done without your kindness." And clearly this old woman named Betty holds up the jar, and you notice there's like a little clone version of Betty inside the jar, and she says, "Don't thank me, thank Crocker." And and this little old woman just kind of like pats Tahani. Like Tahani's probably about 6 feet tall, and Betty is about 4'11", and she just like reaches up and pats Tahani on the shoulder, and she goes, "There you go, dear." And so Tahani comes along, and they're wearing like an open, just like an open work shirt, but they also, to fit in with the gangs, they wear club clothes, and they're wearing this like sort of almost mini skirt that has patterns that change. It's sort of like smart fabric, and just like changes, and you can see it shimmer. But they're also wearing welding gloves for handling heavy machinery, and their backpack is an old computer case, an old tower style computer case that they've turned into a backpack on straps. They use it to carry, like it's got a battery pack in it, and it even whirs a little bit still because it's used to refrigerate items as well that Tahani carries around. And Tahani comes around the corner, goes, "Oh, Jackbird, I need your help. They got
What's wrong?
Gilbert.
What happened? Are you okay?
Brian got Gilbert."
Oh, shit. Do we got, as in captured, or are we talking about?
They got Gilbert. Gilbert's my truck. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't have anything. All
Yeah,
I've got is
I knew that.
all I've got is what's on my back for you, and I know it's not what I promised Jackbird, but it's what's going to do for this week. And I think I'm going to need to. I don't think I'm safe out here anymore. I got to join you all. Got to join the Enclave.
Yeah, please. The Enclave welcomes anybody and everybody, for the most part, that we vet. But I promise that you have me as a trusted person to vet for you. So you will be easily welcomed into the Enclave. We'll take care of you, and we'll get those supplies eventually. I know you'll make it up to me as long as you're fine. That's all that matters at the moment.
A little shaken, but I'm okay. And Tahani takes a pack of cigarettes that's rolled into their sleeves and lights one and offers you one. They're
Sure.
they're Gauloise blue.
Oh my god. That's totally exactly what would be left after the apocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah.